Today, we're diving into a topic that confuses a lot of first-time business buyers: how to finance the business purchase that you found. Don't worry, I'll break it down into easy-to-understand options so that you can make the best decision for your future. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Trent. I've sold over 600 businesses, and for the last 5 years in a row, I've been named the #1 business broker in the country for the most closed transactions per year, and I make these videos so that one day you'll want to hire me to help you sell or buy your business. So, first off, let's talk about the simplest way to buy a business: cold, hard cash. Cash is king. It's the quickest and best and most effective way to buy a business. Some advantages. The biggest advantage is that you own the business outright. No debt, no interest, no monthly payments. It's all yours from day one. Some disadvantages, though, are obvious. You're using a ton of money up front. This means less cash for emergencies or other opportunities. Here's the key takeaway: all cash purchases are great if you have the money to spare. But remember, it's a big financial commitment, so make sure you've got enough money left over for a rainy day fund as well, not only for your family, but for the business. Now, here's the best advantage: all cash transactions with a quick close almost always get a discount. So if you're buying cash, expect a discount. Next up is SBA financing, which stands for the Small Business Administration. These are loans backed by the government. Advantages: the SBA loans often have lower interest rates and longer repayment terms from traditional loans. This makes the monthly payments more manageable for you. Disadvantages: the paperwork can be a headache, and that's an understatement. Plus, it can take a long time to get approved. So if you're in a hurry, this may not be the best case. Typically, I tell buyers to plan for 60 to 75 days from the start to closing using a good SBA lender. Eligibility requirements: you need to have good credit and you need to have at least 5% for a down payment. You'll want to make sure that you have that available money in your account that you can show the bank that the funds are seasoned. SBA is a solid choice when you're eligible and you have patience to get through the application and the paperwork. Option number 3, let's talk about seller financing. This is where the person selling the business acts as a bank. Advantages: it's usually quicker than getting a traditional loan or an SBA loan, and the seller might give you more flexible terms. Disadvantages, however, is the interest rates are typically higher, and if the business fails, you still owe the money. There's a trust factor involved. Both you and the seller have to be comfortable with this. You have to trust them to give you a fair deal, and they have to trust you that you'll run the business well so that you can continue to make the payments on time. Key takeaway here: seller financing is all about flexibility and trust. If both sides are on board, it can be a win-win. Here's the problem: most business owners won't sell 100% of their business on seller financing. So the idea of buying a business with no money down, despite some of the online gurus and training touting how easy it is, it's actually quite rare. Don't get me wrong, I've done plenty of no money deals down, but there's a big difference between not putting any money down and not having any money to begin with. Most deals that don't require any money down work because the buyer has experience and they have capital to operate the business and collateral to guarantee the seller financing. They just might not be using the money to put down. Finally, let's talk about an earnout. An earnout is kind of a pay-as-you-go plan. Some advantages of an earnout: you pay a smaller amount up front, then additional amounts based on how well the business performs. Disadvantages, though: if the business does really well, you might end up paying more than the original asking price. Plus, the seller might have to stay involved to monitor performance, which could cramp your style. Here's the key takeaway: earnouts can be a good option if you believe strongly in the future success of the business. Just make sure that you read the fine print in the agreement, because earnouts are a highly contentious point if it's not done right. Here's the reality: it's extremely rare that a business owner would sell the entire business on an earnout. Most of the time, I see sellers that require at least 50% down and the rest either on seller financing terms or some type of an earnout structure. So be prepared that you're going to have to come up with some money down. Last but not least, let's talk about hybrid financing. This is like a financial smoothie. You blend all the different options together and you put it in place. You might use an SBA loan for half of the purchase price and seller financing for the other half of the purchase price. That works great, and we do that all the time. This will give you flexibility that might be easier on your monthly budget. The disadvantages, however, is there are more moving parts, and that means more things you need to keep track of. You'll have multiple payments, multiple interest rates, and terms to manage. Here's the key takeaway. Hybrid financing offers flexibility, but make sure that you can handle the complexity. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're considering buying businesses, check out some of my other videos. If you're considering selling a business, the first step is to find out how much your business is worth and how long it will take to sell it. I'll make this as simple as possible. As a business appraiser, I will do a free business valuation and market assessment to tell you two things: what the fair market value is and how long it will take to find a buyer. Then, when we take it to market, I'll never ask you for a penny up front. My success is completely dependent on me doing what I say I can do, which is to find you a buyer. I only get paid when you get paid and we've closed the transaction. So if you're looking at selling your business, reach out to me and we can start the process together. There's no obligation and no commitment on your part. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.